Welcome guys, how is everyone doing tonight? It is a Thursday evening here in the UK. It's about 7:30 in the evening and we are here playing the KTE Thursday event for Mount Blade Bannerlord. So it's a little bit earlier this one, hence it's actually bright in my room for a change, always nice. And yeah, the event tonight's going to revolve around sort of two large teams, a couple hundred players, basically fighting off against each other in a nice sort of like capture the flag type scenario where we'll have these control points and both teams have to effectively take them or wipe out the opposition in each round. So the game is just starting up, the teams are spawning in, and we're currently just waiting for the admins to begin the first round, but I suspect that it's going to be imminent. And yeah, I think why don't I switch to the game camera and I'll show you guys some of the clans that we're dealing with today. There we go. So guys, we are playing one of the KTE events. I think this is a custom map that's made specially for these ones. And we're just in the warm-up phase. This is where all the players spawn in and basically just have a bit of a free-for-all, just to get a bit of practice in until the game officially begins. So let's see if I can pick out any banners over there. Okay, look, here's one. We've got this black flag with the white cross. That's the Knight's Hospitaller or host. They're a well-known, respected Bannerlord clan, that one. If anyone's seen some of my other videos, you'll see them feature in those quite a lot. Exorus, welcome to the live stream, buddy. Good to have you here, my lord. Who else have we got? Oh yeah, here we go. That banner that just went down. Almagaras. Again, the household clan. I think they featured in my first ever battle video in one of the BRE events back in the day. I thought I saw the Kingdom of Borderland banner a second ago, but I think it might have just disappeared. Oh, here it is. Look, Kingdom of Borderland, being sneaky, running around the back as usual. Here we go. This looks like one of our commanders. So, in these events, guys, we basically have a number of Bannerlord clans, and each clan basically has their own officers. They have their own infantry, archers and cavalry, and basically each one will be operating in their own Discord. So I personally belong to the Kingdom of Borderland, the guys in the blue shields, and they'll be playing tonight. I think we're being led by Shadow Wizard, and he'll be directing the forces for our particular group. Tonight, guys, the format. We're going to spectate a few rounds, and then maybe later on in the event I might jump in and maybe we'll play a few actually on the front lines, you know, holding the shield wall against the opposition. So we'll play that by ear, but I'm hopeful that as the game progresses, we'll be able to get in there and experience it firsthand as well as from above with these nice sweeping shots. So guys, I will be keeping an eye on chat tonight. As always, if you've got any questions about the event, the channel, Bannerlord in general, or just fancy a chat about historical warfare, you know, post your messages and I'll keep an eye on chat and respond to them as soon as I can. So in this event, we're going to be pitching multiple clans on each side against each other. You'll be able to pick out the clans because of their banners. But the nice thing about this event is that all the infantry and units have a similar colour palette for the team that they're playing for. So while there are individual clans, each will be divided into two groups, where one set of clans will fight for the Freeborn clans, and another for the Kingdom of Valathar, who are the guys in the yellow shields. So let's see, have we got any more clan banners on the battlefield that we can focus on? Let me cycle through some of the units because I think there's a spawn point on the other side. Here we go. So there we go. Kingdom of Borderland flag once again. And we've got another flag in here. This one I'm actually less familiar with. This must be a newcomer to the event because I've not seen that flag before. If anyone watching knows who they are, let me know. And I'll make sure to name them. But I must say though, whoever they are, their organisation is fantastic. Look at this line of infantry. Perfect. Absolutely flawless. I know I say this in quite a few videos, but honestly, this is really impressive simply because every single one of those units is a real player. So the the teamwork that they have to go through to kind of do formations like this while obviously parading around and fighting. You know, it's quite impressive. You know, some clans do it better than others, but it looks like we've got a clan here who is extremely, extremely good at the formations as they walk off into the distance. Ah, here we go. Here we've got a yellow banner. I recognise these guys. This is Les Combattants, a French clan. Doesn't look like they're bringing too many men to the field for this event. Normally we see shield walls from these guys that have, you know, a good sort of 20, 30 players. But it looks like they're bringing a much smaller retinue today. Possibly the rest of their troops are just warming up on the rest of the battlefield. But at the moment, this seems to be all we've got. However, even with such a small number of men, these guys are good. They'll be able to make a difference even with a small unit in this battle, trust me. Exorist, Les Combattants, I'm not sure actually. I know that Corona Sibiricus or CI have a number of subdivisions. I'd always thought Les Combattants was a clan in its own right. However, I think they have very close ties with Corona Sibiricus because you see them feature in the CI events quite a lot. So we'll let those guys do their thing and we'll disappear off, see if we can find anyone else on the battlefield. So this map is going to be interesting. Can't remember exactly where all the control points are, but yeah, there's a lot of variation in this map for sure, with kind of castle ruins, open fields, giant cliff tops as well. I'm quite excited to see where this one goes. And actually, one of my favourite parts of this map is right here in the centre, where the map makers have done an absolutely beautiful job with this tree. Just look at it, guys. That is absolutely magnificent. And the way the roots come through the base of this rock here. And there you go, there's one of the control points, control point B. Very, very nice. Yeah, Asian Bunny, I thought so, bud. Yeah, exactly. So, COMB, Coom, or Les Combattants, they are their own clan. I guess that makes sense, because I think CI are a Spanish clan, and Les Combattants obviously French. But they are very, very closely allied from what I hear. Oh, Exorist. Sorry, buddy. It's probably with the delay with the chat coming through. I think when I was talking about Les Combattants, I saw your message. Ah, okay, interesting. So those ones with the flag that we saw earlier. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I guess that makes sense, actually, answering my question. Who else have we got here? Oh yeah, CFR, or Le Couronne Français, the French crowns. Easily distinguishable from their white, blue and yellow banner. Guys, we have so many of the main Bannerlord clans up here tonight. I can already tell this is going to be such a good event. A little bit smaller than some of the ones we see sort of on Sundays, but a nice midweek event anyway, regardless, you know, although there'll be slightly fewer players on this battlefield than we sometimes get. I think the action's going to be equally as exciting. Especially just seeing some of the banners. I think we've got some clans here who know how to fight, and we'll be seeing some pretty good tactics employed tonight. So let me switch back to the main camera for now. Yeah, if anyone's looking to join a clan, or you're interested, you know, in these events, what I will show you guys now is a fantastic new screen that I've added to the live stream. So guys, you know, I play for the Kingdom of Hordeland, the guys in the blue shields, and one of the reasons why I like to do these live streams is just to A, spread the word for Bannerlord, but also recommend this incredible clan that I'm part of. And there's a link in the description if you guys are interested in joining, although it'll be a little bit too late for this event. What you can do is if you register today, you'll probably be in through the door in time for the weekend events or the ones happening next week. So if you like what you see today, be sure to click that link below, head over to the Kingdom of Hordeland Discord, and we accept most people. You know, we're not too picky. Anyway, guys, let me switch back to the action, and we'll carry on looking at the warm-up. Guys, if anyone's watching today, what do you think of the new format? I've been really trying this week to change up the graphics, create a few more nice transitions, just to kind of make the live streams a bit more interesting. You know, I'm going through a bit of a phase at the moment where I'm preferring to do the live streams rather than the kind of scripted videos. It probably won't last too long, you know, probably just for a week or two. But yeah, I just thought I'd get a bit of practice in. And yeah, because, you know, I'm quite new to this. It's just nice to kind of get myself out there. Do you know what I mean? So we are still in the warm-up phase of the battle. If anyone's joining us right now, this is the Thursday KTE event organised by Fiefdom of Borderland, where we have a number of Bannerlord clans from throughout the normal events that you see throughout the week. This is just another one of those classic events where all the clans come together to fight in this team versus team battle. We are starting a little bit late tonight by the looks of things. It is a little bit out of my control, but I think the admins are just waiting for all the different clans to join and spawn in. I think at the moment we're approaching 230 odd players. I suspect before the event begins, we'll probably see a few more. You know, I reckon we'll probably get up to 250, maybe 300 if we're lucky tonight. Who else have we got? Oh, here's a new banner. So guys, I think the numbers are going up because we're having more clans spawn in. This is the banner of the Teutonic Order. Again, you've probably seen them featured heavily in some of my other videos covering the Thursday KTE events, but these guys are absolutely incredible on the battlefield. I will be watching them with great interest today. I don't know what it is, like whenever I see these guys on the battlefield, they're always doing something interesting. Whether it's a sneaky flank, you know, they don't like to play like normal clans. But yeah, I think we can expect some pretty cool maneuvers from these guys as the event grinds on. So we're still hovering around the 230 players mark, just waiting for the remaining players to spawn in. So in these battles, there typically are three types of units. You've got your infantry, such as these guys here, who typically will be holding some sort of handheld weapon, a large tower shield to form a nice shield wall with. You've also got archers, just trying to see if I can find one on the battlefield, but they are the ranged units. I mean, everyone knows what an archer is, don't they? But each team basically is capped to a certain number of archers. We've also got cavalry, who are the mounted units, and once again, each of the teams will be restricted to a certain number of horsemen, just to make sure that, you know, it's fair. So typically, you know, 80 to 90% of players will be standard infantry, while the other 10% will try to get an edge over the opponent by utilising those archers and cavalry as best as they can. So it looks like we're up to about 240 players. So the number of players in this event is slowly increasing. Hopefully, guys, that means that we're almost there. But trust me, just a few more minutes. Hopefully we'll be getting this event well underway, so I can bring you some proper medieval action. You know, as fun as this Warmup round is. Here we go. Here's an archer. I said I was looking for one earlier. They typically have a minor handheld weapon with a sword. The thing about archers is they basically replace their shield with a ranged weapon. So in melee, they typically don't stand quite so well as the infantry do. However, you know, there are some skilled players in the midst. I myself can't play this without a shield, you know, I need it to block, but some of the more experienced players can block just as well with their sword. It's quite impressive to watch, really. Maybe, just maybe, after a few more years of playing this, I'll be up to that level. But guys, you know, as we approach the kind of midway point of the live stream, I might just jump in, join the Fiefdom of Borderland, and show you guys firsthand what it's like to fight on the front lines. And you can see my, well, I'm not going to oversell them, but it's some sort of skills on the battlefield, let's put it that way. Might be good skills, Might be bad skills. I'll let you guys find out. Here we go. So the warm-up is finally ending. We've got 30 seconds left on the clock. And guys, I am really pumped for this one tonight. I think it's going to be a good battle. You know when you just have that feeling? I've got the feeling tonight. Here we go. 10 more seconds left on the clock. And the battle will officially begin. So guys, anyone joining the live stream right now, this is the KTE Thursday event for Mount Blade Bannerlord. We've got a number of household Bannerlord clans playing tonight, and they'll be teaming up in a team versus team fight to capture the control points. So we've got 7 more seconds, and then troops will finally spawn in, and we can get this battle underway. And here we go. So this is the Freeborn clans. Looks like they're bringing 133 men to the field. Looking at the numbers at the top. And fact, guys, no, this is Bannerlord, so there does have this issue actually, where when you're in spectator mode, the teams are actually reversed. So I think for this, the blue team will actually be represented by the yellow bar at the top for this round. So it looks like the Freeborn clans do have the slight numerical advantage. It seems more clans have shown up with men for this particular battle. So it looks like they're fighting over control point A, which will be over in the distance by those ruins. But all of the clans will be forming up and making their way over there. So this is what I mean, guys. You couldn't really see this during the warm-up round, but every clan is fighting in a group. You know, you can see one here. There's another one here. You've got host Knights Hospitaller following their black and white banner. And then based on what one of our viewers have said, this appears to be the Corona Sibiricus flag. Moving out in front, Almagavas. And way out in front here, we've got another clan actually. I'm not sure who these guys are. Yeah, if anyone knows the name of this banner, let me know. So it looks like the Freeborn clans are the first to take the capture point. You can see the Kingdom of Valathar here in the yellow shields are moving towards them. One thing I will say though is that the Kingdom of Valathar do have a larger number of men moving in unison, whereas the Freeborn clans are trickling in very slowly. Fighting is just starting to break out on the right flank there. Just a small little skirmish, but the main front lines have yet to engage. Archers have nicely positioned themselves on the ramparts. Look at these guys up here. Excellent positioning as they can fire down onto the heads. Les combattants down there. If I was les combattants, I wouldn't charge forwards. They do not want to be directly under these arrows. If anything, they want to try and bait the Freeborn clans towards them. Although I must say, where are the rest of the yellow team? Oh, there's their cavalry. Excellent rear charge into the Freeborn clans there. Can't see if they took out a few men there, but maybe. I think we do have some fight breaking out over on the left side over here. Infantry are clashing around the left-hand side of the castle. Archers once again moving around in order to get those nice vantage points on the enemy. I'll tell you what, guys, the Freeborn clans were a little bit ahead, but as the game's gone on, I mean, they are starting to... It's starting to become more even, I'm not going to lie. So over on this side, okay, the fighting is well and truly underway. Horsemen from the Kingdom of Valathar, they're just riding straight through the centre of the infantry, taking out quite a large number of them. So, despite one team having a massive numerical advantage, it's all been turned around, guys. I don't know how they've done this. Another nice cavalry push. Where are the blue cavalry? They're just nowhere to be seen. I think I can see them in the distance over there. They need to get to the centre and back up their infantry quick. The numbers are looking extremely even though. So, I mean, what looked like it was going to be a one-sided at the start is actually turning out to be a much more close battle than I expected. So down here we've got men from host Knights Hospitaller and Corona Sibiricus. Moving down this way. You can see the flags. of the Kingdom of Hordland fighting on the yellow team, the Kingdom of Valathar, and CFR, the Couron Francais. So here they go. It looks like in the centre, the yellows are beginning to clean up. They just have the numerical advantage. And while the Freeborn clans try to hold on to their foothold, there's just nothing they can do against these superior numbers. It's all over for them. Oh, guys, what a great battle. I mean, it's not over yet. The yellow team do have double the numbers of the blues at the moment. I'm not sure where the remaining blues are. It looks like they might all be in this tower firing down. So although the yellows do have the numerical advantage, the blues certainly have the positioning advantage. So here we go. Valathar infantry heading up the tower. Infantry from the Freeborn clans trying to keep them at bay so that their archers can do as much damage as possible before they make it up to the ramparts. They're still outnumbered 2-1. I think it's going to be very difficult now for the blue team to win. But let's just see if they can take enough of the yellows with them. You know, I've seen players come back from a greater disadvantage than this. Looks like one player from Valathar has gone up onto the ramparts and is distracting the archers. While he might not be getting any kills, he's doing an incredible job there at keeping 4 archers at bay who will not be firing their arrows as a result. So here they come, guys. It is actually looking much closer. 8 to 15 troops. The yellows should take this one. But, I mean, it's difficult to call for definite. I think we'll just have to keep an eye on it. See how this ends up. Okay, look, and there we go. So the last remaining infantryman from the Freeborn clan goes down. And that is a win to the, is it the Kingdom or Empire of Valathar? I think it might be the Empire of Valathar. Let's call it that for the rest of the live stream. Oh, guys, what a brilliant first round. That was action-packed, and I suspect it's going to get even better from this point out. Anyone just joining us? I'm Fiefdom, and this is the Thursday KTE event for Mount Blade Bannerlord. So let's head over to the Empire of Valathar side and watch them as they spawn in. I believe they appear over here somewhere. If we can find their spawn point, there goes the cavalry, which means the infantry must be over here. Perfect. So let's see, who have we got? Oh, we've got another clan here that we've not mentioned yet. This is Blood Diamond in their black, white and red banner. Another very formidable clan. You often see them out in front. Slightly more aggressive than the average clan, I'd say. Then who have we got following them up? I can see clans from Le Combattants there. Archer unit. It looks like a large force from the Kingdom of Hordland is going around the right-hand side there. So you can see the infantrymen from the Freeborn clans in the distance there. And the flag being contested in this battle is Control Point B, which is currently being taken by the Empire of Valathar. So they are dividing their forces. Half of the Empire of Valathar seems to be going under the rock there, while the other half heads up to the high ground. And as we come around the top here, we do have these men from the yellow team, Empire of Valathar, keeping the flood at bay. The Freeborn clans know they can't win trying to go at that. That's such a narrow choke point, so they are preferring to fall back instead and let the Empire of Valathar have this very, very handy archer control point here. They will have a lovely, lovely vantage point right down on top of the players over there. We do have some players from the Kingdom of Hordland here, distracting the Freeborn clans. That'll be great because they've got the back to the archers, who will be firing shots into them. Heading back to the centre here, we have a few lines from the Freeborn, who are in the blue. And they are desperately trying to defend against this onslaught from the yellows. I've got to say though, guys, if I was the Freeborn clans here, I would just push everything I've got forwards here. The Empire of Valathar is very split out, and the blues actually outnumber them, I'd say 3-1 here, so they should just get in there and clear up. I would say their biggest mistake just there was not engaging the yellow shields faster, allowing time for their allies situated in the ruins to head over and back them up. Still, while it wasn't the cleanest and smoothest of starts, let's see if they can bring it back. The last round was incredibly close. Let's see if the blue team can win this one. Reinforcements from Knights Hospitaller here, moving in. Their commander's surveying the battlefield and has decided to send his troops straight into the front lines. A wise choice, I think, because the blues here do have a very strong infantry presence. I think they just need as many numbers as possible on the front line here. So interestingly, despite this middle fight looking like it's belonging to the blues, elsewhere on the battlefield, the yellows do seem to be winning. Hence, yep, these reinforcements coming in from the back. We've got the Kingdom of Hordeland here, attempting a rear charge, but actually, Knights Hospitaller come in from the side here and distract them long enough to protect their allies. Very, very nice play from both teams there. As we move around, the yellow team do seem to be dominating once again. They currently outnumber the blues 3-1, and once you have odds like that, it's very, very difficult to come back. So I think what we're going to witness now, guys, is just the yellow team, the Empire of Valathar, clearing up as they go on for a second victory in the Thursday KTE event. Well played to them. So guys, anyone joining the live stream, I am keeping an eye on chat tonight. So if you've got any questions about the event, let me know, and I'll answer them as quickly and as swiftly as I can. Just while we're waiting for the next round to spawn in, guys, I'm just going to switch back to my really fancy new screen. Kingdom of Hordeland, the guys with the blue flag that we've seen during this battle. I personally play for them. If you like what you've seen tonight and you want to get involved in these events, the Kingdom of Hordeland is an excellent, excellent clan to join. Obviously, they're featuring in this event, but, you know, Kingdom of Hordeland or one of the others, there are plenty of clans participating in these events. All of them have Discord channels, so if not the KOH, be sure to join one of them. You know, if you want any recommendations for clans, you know, maybe you're from a particular country or speak a certain language, there are clans that cover all bases. So comment in this video and I'll respond to them with probably a link to a suitable clan that might be right for you. So let's switch back to the game camera. We're now in round 3. Horsemen from the Freeborn clans scout out the forward positions. They can just about make out men from the Empire of Valathar in the distance there as they head left. So it looks like this time, guys, we're fighting over yet another control point that we've not seen in this battle yet. And as we sweep in, yep, we can see a number of clans with their banners. So this is what I mean, guys. Each banner represents a clan. Each one of these clans has a Discord channel that you can join and sign up to. You know, some of the clans are a little bit more private, but most, I would say, are pretty free and open and welcome new members, whether you're experienced or newbies. You know, we don't judge in these events. So here we go. Cavalry engagement has started there. Cavalry from the Freeborn clans have decided to move away. They don't like the presence of the infantry and the archers here. So here we have les combattants, and they are surveying the battlefield. On the left there, we've got a North American clan, the Kingdom of Franks, coming in. That probably explains why we're almost up to 300 players. I think this is the first round we've seen them in so far, a little bit late to the party. And it looks like these guys are playing in reserve, and probably just as well, because look on the top of the mountain there are a number of clans. And look at this! Oh, the archers are getting absolutely destroyed by the Freeborn clan cavalry there. That would have been damaging. Hopefully they got a few kills. And then infantry from the Freeborn clans silencing those archers. Such a shame so early in the battle. The front lines have begun to clash. A few people on the left flank here haven't yet engaged, but we have the Kingdom of the Franks here moving around the sides. looking to take advantage. So yeah, if I was them, I would move to the left now, start closing the gap and sandwiching these yellow forces between the two sides. Oh guys, just look at this archer line up here. Have you seen so many archers? That is a beautiful sight. They will be racking up so many kills in the fight below. I mean, this is exactly what the Freeborn clans needed. You know, the yellows have dominated the first 2 rounds, and actually it's really good to see that the blue team is finally winding up and getting their war machine into action. So as we move through, the Freeborn clans have 100 players left. Kingdom of Valethar in the yellow, 76. The blues absolutely have the advantage at the moment. Let's see if they can push through and win this round. The assault here is faltering ever so slightly. The yellows do seem to have it back under control. They are pushing back. However, I think that's only going to be a temporary respite, because when these guys here head towards the front lines, they will be overwhelmed by the superior numbers. So I mean, they have brought the numbers back. I think they're about 30 down. They're only 20 down now. So they've managed to kill 10 more players in the Freeborn in the last couple of seconds. However, I don't think it's going to be enough. Members from the Freeborn clans are moving in, trying to take out the yellows. They are charging in piecemeal, making it a little bit more even for the yellows to fight. I think what they need to do is just get all of their men in there. I mean, even with these archers, I just send them in, get into the melee. Because actually, you know, the Freeborn have 40 players left, so the infantry battle down there is probably quite even. What the Freeborn clans have at this point in the battle, that the yellows do not, is this superior archer force. And as we come towards the end, we've got 30 players from the Freeborn fighting off against the last 8 players from the Empire of Valethar. This is the last stand. This is the Alamo of the yellow team, as they fight to the last man. But there's nothing they can do against such numbers. And they get cut down swiftly. So there are 2 more players on the battlefield, and the next round will begin once those 2 players have been taken out. And there we go. All yellow players have been defeated. That is finally a victory for the Freeborn clans. And guys, they needed that one. If the yellow team got 3 up, you know, I think it would have been almost a sure thing for them. But now the blue team have a chance. It's 2-1. If they can get another victory in this next round, it will make things a little bit more even. Bud, I'm not going to try pronouncing the name, but this is the Thursday KTE event. It's where a lot of the kind of regular Bannerlord clans take part. You'll see a lot of clans in this one that don't participate in some of the larger events like the BRE ones. This, I would say, is a much more kind of free and open event with a lot more of the smaller clans. Exeris, giving me a French lesson. No, that's fine, bud. Les combattants. That's how you would pronounce it in French, isn't it? So I'm giving it my my perfect English pronunciation. But no, as always, guys, if anyone does notice that I mispronounce any of the clan names in this, do feel free to correct me. You know, I'm not too proud. So here we seem to be fighting in the ruins on the right flank once again. Almagarves are leading the charge. It looks like they have taken the control point first, but men from the Empire of Valethar are heading across the swampland, getting themselves to the front line as quick as they can. Yeah, but it's sort of a new one. It's been going for I'd say a good 3-4 months now. But yes, as far as Bannerlord events go, yeah, this is definitely one of the newer ones that's popped up in recent times. But yeah, you know, if there are any Bannerlord clans out there that want to take part, post a comment below, and I'm sure one of the event organisers will get back to you. So here we go. Men from the Freeborn clans here, charging in, while they managed to take the flag quite early on. the Empire of Valathar have managed to take it back. Let's go up a little bit, get a bird's eye view. Okay, so look, in this one, the Freeborn clans weren't quite so lucky. They didn't quite manage to get the top spots up here. So both archers are firing down from the ramparts on either side. So quite an even setup from both teams. It does look like there's a huge blob of infantry just fighting for the tower. The yellows took it first, but the blue team, the Kingdom of Valathar, oh my goodness, they have absolutely sandwiched them in. Look, men coming down the stairs, men coming through here. That is going to be so damaging for the yellow team. They lost a huge number of troops there. They were surrounded on all sides. That was really well played by the Freeborn clans. So whereabouts are the remainders of the yellow forces? We've still got the archers up here, doing a good job firing down on these infantrymen. Around the side here, you've got Les Combattants. Thank you, sir. Fighting off against CFR, the Couronne Français. Kingdom of Hordaland also here, fighting down the right-hand side. They are getting some good kills on the enemy there. Oh, but look at this, guys. Huge push from the Freeborn clans. All the yellows can do is fall back. There's nothing they can do against such superior numbers. So there we go, guys. As we approach the end of round 4, it's looking very likely that this is going to be another victory for the Freeborn clans, which is going to make it nice and even for the next round. Perfect. Do you know what? I live for events like this, the ones that are really back and forth, and you can't tell who's going to be the victor, who's going to be defeated in each one. My goodness, guys, that was an absolute steamroll. The Freeborn clans have almost just over 90 men left on the field, with 8 remaining for the Empire of Valathar. I mean, I would say that's the most landslide ever win that we've had all event. The Empire of Valathar just did not stand a chance with that one. So let's just zoom out, get a nice kind of picture of the battlefield as this round comes to a close. Just look at this, guys. The map makers have done such a good job. And obviously all the teams will be fighting for a number of control points in that forest that just seems to stretch on endlessly into the distance. Very nice. So guys, I'm just going to switch back to the main camera. We've had some really good rounds so far. So we had the yellow team get off to a really quick head start. And they managed to get 2 early victories in. And I'll be honest, after seeing those victories, I was almost certain that this whole event was just going to be so one-sided. But yeah, the Freeborn clans have really pulled it back. And I think partly that's thanks to the fact that a few more clans have joined for the last 2 rounds that weren't in the first 2. I think I saw the banners of Kingdom of the Franks, and they, again, very formidable clans. So I suspect the fact that they spawned in, joined the Freeborn, is just what's turning the tide of the battle at the moment. But as always, the admins will try and balance each round as best as they can. So we'll probably play at least one more round with the same setup. But you know, we might see some of the clans switch sides, you know, depending on the balancing and the number of men. So let's see. Both teams are spawned in. Yep. Okay. So we've got 140 players on the yellow team. 157. Okay. Yeah. So the guys do have the numerical advantage. So let me switch back to the game camera. And let me show you guys firsthand. It's 157 now versus 139. So I mean, I almost hate to say it, guys. This is going to be a very difficult one for the Freeborn clans to win. Or should I say the Empire of Valathar to win, because they are so far down on numbers. Almagavas once again. I think every round so far they've been leading from the front. Very nice job to them. It does look like they are just about going to get to the control point before the enemy. However, I think they can see that they are heavily outnumbered. So they are preferring to play a little less aggressively until their allies arrive. And speaking of which, here comes the remainder of the Freeborn clan centre infantry. think we can see there is a flanking force going around the side there. We've got a main infantry line in the centre, and more likely than not, yeah, I think I can see over there, there are a few clans trying to head round on the right-hand side there. The yellow team have well and truly captured these ramparts, which means that they do seem to have archer superiority at the moment. That said, I'm not sure how long it's going to last, because we have freeborn clans standing in the doorway. They are reluctant to charge in, because they know that this line of infantry is right here waiting to counter them. So at the moment, both teams are just skirmishing. They're just trying to take out as many men as they can from afar. I can see the numbers have dropped by sort of between 5 and 10 on each side since the battle begun. Certainly neither team has lost enough infantry yet to make a real difference. Okay, so here we go. A handful of men from the freeborn charging across. Oh no, and this guy that falls down. Oh, that's such a shame. That's going to be the end of him. Okay, and here we go. Empire of Valathar can see that they have the numerical advantage on this side. They are choosing to press in, attack the freeborn in the tower and at the bottom on the floor here. The blue team do seem to have the advantage down here, and they need to have battles just like this because they started... No, in fact, no, the blue team has started with the numerical advantage, so the yellows can't afford to make mistakes like that. Hopefully, the presence of their archers there will help turn the tide. And actually, guys, you know, saying that, the yellow team do seem to be out in front now with some more men. So despite the blue team starting with a numerical advantage of 17 extra men, the yellows have actually managed to pull this one back just in the opening sequence of the battle. And now they're like 15 ahead. How did that happen? So throughout the battle so far, the yellow team have managed to score 30 more kills than the opposition since the game began. That is very, very impressive. And I think partly that's just down to a bit of cheeky divide and conquer. Oh my goodness, and look at this! What a play from Blood Diamond there, just charging into the back of the freeborn clans. Oh, guys, they just did not stand a chance in this one. I think the Blues have just got a little bit too confident with the two victories they just had. They haven't quite played with well enough tactics like they did the last two rounds, and that's allowing the yellow team to absolutely annihilate them in this one. As we move up to the top here, we've got archers who, for the most part of the battle, have been able to fire down. However, there are a handful of infantry here, and while they won't take out the archers by themselves, they are distracting the archers for long enough to silence them. So down here in the main battle, yep, the Empire of Valathar and the yellow, they are just cleaning up the handful of freeborn clan men that remain. Oh, that was so sad, guys, but so great for the yellow team. You know, they've had 2 losses in a row, so they desperately needed to get a win. And guys, I mean, I'm going to call it. That was another steamroll. That wasn't close at all. The yellows took that round with absolute ease. And I think partly because they started off well, but I think also just because of the great tactics that they enforced, you know, especially when 2 clans were sandwiched, you know, another unit from another clan in between them. Sorry, this word's so hard today. But yeah, no, they did a really cracking job in that round. Well done. So I think in this round, let's head over to the blue spawn point. Guys, what we'll do for this round is we're going to play one more being the eye in the sky. And then I think after this one, we'll abandon the spectating for a little bit, and we'll jump in and we'll join the Kingdom of Hordaland on the front lines and fight as one of the infantrymen. So here we go. Men from the freeborn clans spawn in, and as they've trained, they all immediately head to their banners and form up behind their leaders. So here once again we've got Almagavers heading up the hill. We've also got the flag from the Kingdom of Franks. This is a North American clan who play these European events. A great one to join if you're from that region and want to participate. Nice hospitality here. And then moving down here, I think that's a clan from Corona Sibiricus, CI. And at the moment, so the clans are doing a very, very wide flank. It seems like the entirety of the Blue Force, each of the different units, are heading down this side. Oh, and guys, look at this. In the warm-up phase, we saw these guys doing some great formation, marching, and they are doing it once again in the main event. What a cool bunch of fellas. Let's hope that they can fight as well as they can march. Very, very nice organisation. So as we move over here, we are approaching the control point. The yellow team do seem to have arrived first with a larger force. And at the top here, the yellows are storming across the field. I think they're just looking to move their troops to this side of the battlefield so that their archers can secure the higher vantage points. Although that said, the archers here do have a nice shot down, but I think it's only temporary, because as the yellows surge forwards, they're going to be forced to abandon those positions and seek shelter elsewhere. Huge, huge force from the Freeborn clans at the bottom of the hill here. So for now, the yellows have abandoned the control point, instead choosing to turtle up on the hill. I think that's wise because they do have slightly fewer numbers, so playing defensively like this can only help them succeed. Number of blue units trying to get off the side, getting around the choke point that the yellows are holding. Oh, and guys, and this is fantastic. Look, they're getting behind the yellows on this side, who are fighting the Freeborn over here. The yellows do seem to have spotted it though, and they've actually formed a nice rear guard holding the line. Numbers still looking very even. The yellows are ever so slightly ahead just by a handful of men, but it's extremely, extremely close, guys. It's too soon to call it. Over on this side of the battlefield, we've got the archers facing off against the yellows. And actually, you know, they seem fairly unsupported by infantry, so the archers are being forced to fight in hand-to-hand combat, which is difficult, because unlike the main infantry, they do not have shields and less protection. Yep, and there goes one, fought bravely to the very, very end. Let's see what's happening up on this hill. Have the blues managed to overwhelm the yellows up here? I don't know, guys, it's still looking pretty even. The yellows actually, since earlier, do now have the numerical advantage. They outnumber the blue team 2-1. And at this late stage in the battle, I'd say that means it's going to be very likely now that the Empire of Valathar take this one. As we move into this house, there are just a few infantrymen trying to hold out, but they get overwhelmed by the yellows storming through the door. That was very, very nicely played. So guys, I'm just going to switch back to camera mode. In the game now, I'm going to jump in and actually play with the Freeborn clans. So this should get quite interesting. You know, I'm going to put the controller away and we're going to switch back to the mouse and keyboard for this one. So let me go back to the to this old screen just while we wait for the next round to begin. As always, guys, I will just plug the Kingdom of Hordeland. It's the clan that I play for that you're about to see me participate in now. They are recruiting. So here, we're going to choose infantry. And I think we'll just spawn in as a regular infantryman who will fight alongside our clan. And actually, just changing to the right clan just in time, because I realise Kingdom of Hordeland is playing on the other team. So let's jump back into the melee. So guys, we are playing third person and we are fighting alongside the Kingdom of Hordeland. Here they are. We're going to put our shields on our back. And let's follow our commander. So because I'm live streaming, guys, I've chosen not to participate in the chat. However, the rest of the men here will be receiving orders, so we'll just make it up as we go. Follow our commander into battle and just move with this unit as they move. You might see on the users there, I'm following Chancellor Blasmite, another fantastic YouTuber. If you haven't checked out his videos, absolutely worth a watch. So here we go, guys. We're moving in. Slowly, but surely. Looks like we're moving to the right. Shields out. We're going to form a nice shield wall line as the enemy come over the side there. Looks like they're choosing to play defensive, heading into the tower. I don't know, guys. I mean, that might work to their advantage, but I mean, the control point's out here, so I mean, we could just take that, and then they'll have to come to us. We'll see, though. We'll see. We just have to see how this one plays out. So right now, we are just participating in the shield wall, hiding behind these rocks, protecting ourselves from the incoming arrow fire from the freeborn. Eventually, though, our officer will command us to move and will head in. Basically, we're following the banner of the Kingdom of Hordland that you can see just there. There it is. So it looks like we are playing in reserve at the moment. Always good for one clan to hold back, because then we can see where the enemy is weakest and then strike. Speaking of striking, here we go. We've seen the freeborn are coming around the side here, and we've decided to charge in to see if we can help out. There we go. We hit that guy, 29 damage. We just need to get into the fray. Oh, stankier. Sorry, bud. Got a team hit there. Following the overhead swings only. Such close quarters. There we go, 37 damage. And we got a kill. Excellent. What I like to see on a live stream. Just got to keep it up. There we go. Another kill. Perfect. This is definitely a good battle to be playing against. Look, we've got a few guys in blue here that we just have sandwiched. Perfect. They've been taken out. Not sure where we are, so the good thing to do is if you're not sure where the commander is, head back to the banner, follow that, because all my allies will be present and under the banner. Look, see, they've all done the same, and we are ready to move once again as a single fighting force back into the action. So now we're just heading up the tower, looking to take out the remaining blue archers who are likely holed up at the top of this tower. So we just need to push in, keep that momentum going. Bannerlord does have momentum mechanics, so if more men are pushing from the back, you can ever so slowly push the enemy back there, which you can see happening right here. So holding the W key, keep moving forwards. Come on, guys, we can do this. Just going to get out there and mushroom into this space. Oh my goodness. Oh no. There's so many men here. I'm just as likely to hit my allies as I am the enemy force. So there we go. Got a hit on the enemy. Let's see if we can get one more. Yep, there we go. They go. One unit remaining. And we, on the Empire of Valathar, have been victorious once again. Oh my goodness, guys. What's the time? Just coming up to 8:30. So I think we might have time for another round. But let's spawn back in as a sergeant this time. I think I noticed that the rest of our players were playing as these slightly more heavily armoured infantrymen. So we're going to do exactly the same. Just so we don't feel left out. Here we go, spawning in once again. There's the flag from the Kingdom of Hordland. So we will head straight for it. The nice thing about these sergeants is that we have spears. Great for taking out enemy cavalry if they choose to charge us. So we're forming up with the KOH. And we are heading towards the front lines. It looks like the clans are heading towards that central control point. Yep, I think I can see it there. Control point A. Is that B? No, control point B. But unlike the rest of our forces, who are heading straight into the centre, we on the Kingdom of Hordaland are instead choosing to go around the side. If anyone's joining us, this is the Thursday KTE event for Mount Blade Bannerlord. It's where a large number of Bannerlord clans participate in these huge several hundred player battles. You know, this one I'd say it's quite a medium-sized one. We've got about 300 players on the field today, but you know, some of these Bannerlord events can have as many as 600 players. So I'll try to bring you some of those even larger ones, you know, as we go through the next couple of weeks. So I think the fight has begun, and actually, you know, we've not done ourselves a favour here. I think we've gone for too much of a wide flank, and our allies are currently fighting below while we are positioned up here. You know, we're going to have to be careful, because if we don't get into the action quick, the rest of our allies are going to be surrounded and cut down. You know, Napoleonic style, bit of divide and conquer. So here we go. Looks like we're fighting against nice Hospitaller there, who have noticed our flank and have moved to counter. It's looking pretty even on this side. So we are choosing to play fairly passively. Let's get the sword out. I think we're going to need that in these close quarters. Right, here we go, lads. Oh no, straight in, team hit immediately. Not the best start. Come on guys, we've got this. Hold the sheer wall. Oh no, straight into the action. All I've got is 2 team hits so far. Oh, wolves, I'm so sorry, bud. Okay, 2 kills last match. Not playing quite so well in this one. Oh, chance for them last night. I'm so sorry, buddy. This is just embarrassing to watch for all the guys at home. But you know, don't focus too much on my skills. What I'm here to show you is the event itself. So we have cleared up the blue infantry, and we are heading to the ramparts over here to try and dislodge their archers. We're moving ever so slowly into the tower, making sure that we follow our bannermen to make sure that we're sticking with our clan. Alright guys, so it looks like after this, the next round is going to be the last one. So what we'll probably do after this round is we'll bounce out and we'll spectate from above again, because I know you guys like that. We just played a couple of rounds to change it up. Here we go guys, into the fray! Into the breach! There we go, we finally got a kill and a hit on the right team. And as I say that, another team hit. Still, we can afford it though, guys. We can afford it. We've got so many men on the battlefield still. Brilliant. Oh, so guys, 1 round remaining. I'm just going to jump back into spectator mode in Bannerlord. But, oh my goodness. We have had an absolutely brilliant night tonight. So, the scores currently stand at 5 points to the yellow team, I believe, and 2 wins to the blue team. So, given that there's 1 left, I think it's already been decided that the yellow team, the Empire of Valathar, will be the victors today. However, I think the best thing the blues can do now is just try and retaliate and get that last win, just to show us who's boss. So, the final round is beginning, and we're going to jump in. I think let's start off. Let's follow the underdogs. You know, we've obviously joined in with the yellow team the last couple rounds, so I think for this one, we are going to join the blue team, the freeborn clans, as they spawn in. Let's see if the underdogs can win this last round. So here we go, guys. Infantry spawning in, all of them forming up under the respective banner for their individual clans. And it looks like we'll be fighting over control point C, which is the one way over there with that nice kind of hill and inside house.
Together, lads!
Exorus. Thank you, bud. No, exactly. That's all I saw as well. It'll be our little secret. The sad thing is, normally when I'm just playing and not live streaming, I can get away with that sort of stuff and nobody knows. But But no, as this is on the live stream, it's there for the world to see.
Soldier. Understood.
So here we go, guys. Freeborn clans forming up. And actually, you know, this last round, the numbers look extremely, extremely even. We've got just about 140 players on both teams. The blue team down by 2, but, you know, it's not going to make a huge difference in the grand scale of things.
Stick together.
You know, I think they still stand a pretty good chance of winning this one. So here we go. The blue team have arrived on the front line, and their archers are peppering the yellow force with arrows. At the moment, the entirety of the yellow force seems to arrive. However, most of the blue team just haven't got to the front lines yet. I mean, it might have been a bit premature for the blues to charge in without the backup of their allies. However, I suppose they have attacked this narrow choke point, so the yellow superior numbers for now don't count too much. Numbers are dropping in both teams. Things are still looking extremely even. So it looks like the majority of the fighting is happening on this hill. We've got this incredibly cinematic hill battle from the blue team here, as the yellows just try and hold the flood back. Look at this, guys. I mean, I know there's a few games that offer these huge multiplayer experiences, but Bannerlord is so unique with its just incredible, realistic, medieval multiplayer kind of feel that it has. Genuinely, I think Bannerlord will be around forever unless another game can knock it off the top spot. So the blues are taking some ground here. They were 2 down at the beginning, and they're currently 1 ahead. Oh no, in fact, as I say that, their numbers are dropping. It's still very even. They're now just a little bit behind. The yellow team are forming a new battle line, choosing to hold back here, and there is a bit of a push on the right side here. The blue team don't quite have the numbers to push through yet. They just need to whittle the yellows down bit by bit. This is a really nice position from the archers, but we've got a few here firing down into the melee below, and we've got a few up here firing into the upper melee. Oh, but they are being taken out by the opposing yellow archers, who are doing exactly the same on this side. So let's get a zoom out and see what the other battle's looking like, because this is incredibly close. This is going to come down to the wire. On the top line there, it's looking quite even. Down below, it does look like the blues are just cleaning up. Although actually saying that, the yellows are beginning to get the upper hand up here. I think the blues down here just need to get up to that top spot. They need to stop chasing this one guy and just get those 5 infantrymen back into the melee before it's too late. Yep, so the yellows can tell that they have the numerical advantage now, and they are pushing forwards. But guys, that was super close throughout the whole of the battle. It was only really just the last second that the yellows just managed to claw it back there. You know, I think it was pretty much even, down to about 40 men, and then the yellows just managed to get the upper hand, and from that point, absolute steamroll. So guys, that was the last match of the round. We're just going to stick around for a little bit longer, because sometimes these guys do what's called the fun event that happens at the end, you know, where all units choose cavalry. So we might just see a little bit of that, see how it plays out. But yeah, let me bounce back in and I'll show you guys. So this won't count towards the overall score, but yeah, it's just a bit of a fun round. So normally it'll be all cavalry or all archers or something along those lines. There we go, guys. Massive cavalry unit. And let's follow them as they head towards the yellows. Oh, wow, look, and you can see the yellow cavalry also coming in. This is going to be a brutal clash. Oh, look at this. Kingdom of Heaven style. Oh, so many cavalrymen being knocked off of their horses onto the floor. So many unclaimed horses that have lost their riders. Just look at this chaos, guys. 70 men on both teams. Oh man, Yeah, honestly, no other game offers this experience. If anyone here hasn't got Bannerlord, is thinking about participating in these events, honestly guys, they're so easy to get into. All you gotta do is join one of the participating clans. And guys, you guessed it, I've got the one for you, the Kingdom of Hordaland. It's the clan that I play for, the one that you saw me fighting alongside earlier in the stream. So if anyone watching tonight wants to get involved in these events, I'll post the link to our clan in the description below. And guys, we're pretty friendly, you know, we accept most people, and crucially, we accept players of all skill levels. So it doesn't matter if you're pro or just a newbie looking to get into the game for the first time, I absolutely recommend giving this clan a try. So guys, I think that pretty much brings us to the end of the event. Just to recap, yeah, we had a really good one tonight. It was the Empire of Valathar versus the Freeborn clans, and it started off quite even. I saw that the Empire of Valathar managed to get ahead to begin with 2-point lead. The Freeborn clans managed to catch up the 2 points, making it 2-2, but then just for the remainder of the battle, the yellow team, the Empire of Valathar, absolutely dominated and saw their team through to victory. Where did the Freeborn clans go wrong? I think their biggest issue was the fact that when the battles began, they didn't all arrive in one go for a lot of the rounds. They kind of arrived piecemeal. And I think for the next time, guys, if you're watching this one, get a bit more cohesion, you know, arrive at the battlefield at the same time, and I think things will go much better for you. Anyway, what do I know? I'm not a military expert. Guys, for everyone that tuned in today, thank you very much for stopping by. I mean, I'm a really small channel, and I do really appreciate it when people drop in just to say hi. So thank you very much for watching. Guys, I've been Matt's Fiefdom, and I will see you all in the next one.